Hakeem Morgan. Tell us about him.
Yeah, so Hakeem Morgan, he comes from St. Olaf. He finished out his college career at St. Olaf, using his COVID year to go out to California to Loyola, making that jump up to Division I, but did win that national championship with Coach Oliver, different Coach Oliver than the one that's out here tonight. Scored an amazing free kick goal the last time these two teams played on this field. And what I think that we're missing with Hakeem not being in our first match in the Super Cup, and what we saw in Milwaukee was his hold-up play as a number 9 really unlocks everything offensively for the Crows. And there you see him on the screen right now.
He looks primed, ready to bring a victory home for us tonight. Can you please tell us about the keys to victory that you see tonight? And that's sponsored by Pence Homes. Number 1, break out of the defensive shell.
Yeah, that one typically, you definitely want to play both sides of the ball, Andy. There has to be some concerted effort in the offensive third. The last 2 games for Minneapolis City, very defensive-minded. Maybe something that the coaching staff was looking at, because last year we did give up quite a few early goals. So let's try to break out of that a little bit. Keep in mind that we don't want to have any cracks in the foundation, but to get the ball forward.
Number 2, combination play.
I think what we saw when we did move the ball forward in our first 2 matches was the combination play between Gallman and Moreno in the midfield. And that really did help with finding player to watch Hakeem Morgan to his feet and then the runners off of him. So I think that if we're trying to progress here on our keys to watch here and you're picking up what I'm putting down, let's start getting out of the back, combining in the midfield, and then ultimately getting up to our strikers.
Number 3 is make the Legends goalkeeper work. Do you got any inside scouting information on this keeper?
I do not. Well, kind of, but nothing that I'll go over at the moment. I think that that leads more into let the shots fly. Like, we don't have to necessarily focus on key to victory number 2 here in the combination play. It is okay to let them fire and make the Legends goalkeeper actually make some saves. So here's the time where I mess everything up. This is a copywritten telecast of the United States Soccer League, and it cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United States Soccer League. And that'll do it for the pregame chatter here, Andy. We're going to take a quick break, folks. Stay with us. We'll be back with you with starting lineups here in a few minutes. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the teams both enter the field here for this beautiful night of soccer, once again, I'm John Bisler. I'm joined with me by not a novice to the booth, but definitely not a veteran. No dig intended there. Andrew Delane. Andy Delane, thank you again for being with us. Why don't we go over the starting lineups for the St. Croix Legends?
Sure. Starting at goalkeeper, we have number 0, Nolan Meyer. The back line will consist of Aiden Hillis, Jarrett Hecht, and Cole Van Holland. Midfield consisting of Luca Contestable, Colton Prater, and Fatorma Kona. And then striker, maybe on the wings, we've got Carter Tiesfeld, Nathan Donovan, and that former Crow, hopefully he doesn't come back to bite us, Shea Bechtel.
Why you got to talk it into existence, Andy? For your home side, Minneapolis City, in goal, number 1, Evan Siefkin. Across the back line, number 4, Jonah Garcia. Number 22, Max Kent. Number 24, Nick Kent. And number 17, Carson Pena. So no changes across the back line for the coaching staff from the 2 games. from a midfield perspective, number 12, Victor Gallman, number 6, Juan Moreno, and getting his first start with Minneapolis City, number 18, Joe Highfield. Across the front three, you see number 11, player to watch in our first match, Bernardo CB Rule. Player to watch today, number 9, Hakeem Morgan, and number 21, Lionel Vang. Hopefully some Vangers today, Andy.
Ooh, I love a good Vanger.
So, Andy, you've been a longtime supporter of the club. You've been a season ticket holder. You've come out to watch. Speaking to it from the fan perspective, because I have to be up here doing a job kind of, and I'm not necessarily always watching the match. What is the experience like for people that are maybe watching at home that haven't been here?
Well, number one, if you have not been here, you need to get here.
Absolutely.
Especially, it's a little unfortunate that the T-Wolves are playing tonight. Go Wolves, but it would be a perfect night for soccer if there wasn't other things going on that I know these Minnesota fans are very passionate about. But the experience here is it gets loud, they're passionate, it gets rowdy. Sometimes people take their shirts off when goals are scored. Not talking about myself, or am I? And then people tailgate before the game in the park across the street. But even though it gets rowdy, it's also family friendly.
Yep.
And so it's a great experience, and it's probably the best value sports-wise that you can get in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, I would say so. I was going to say if our hometown Milwaukee Bucks were playing, I would still be here doing my job and supporting these players. Just saying.
Me too. Bucks and 6 forever.
Well, as Fish concludes the national anthem here, is there anything in particular, Annie, that you've seen from an on-the-field product as folks might not be too familiar with, like the fact that this is a league reliant heavily on college players?
Yeah, I think the thing that, as a former soccer player, but not nearly at this level of ability, is I'm always surprised on how fast it is. I think there's a little bit of a tendency to be a little bit more fast and tenacious than if you're watching like Premier League or MLS, and just the athletic ability of these players on the field is always just super fascinating to watch.
And the nice thing about this matchup, too, is that, some people call it the Twin Cities Derby. But the fact that, we read a couple of names here that go both ways. You talk about Shea Bechtel having played with us last year, Luca Contestable as well. Colton Prater was actually joined us during the COVID year when we were kind of doing something because the league had shut down. Then you look across the ball in the fact that Victor Gallman, Hakeem Morgan played with the Legends in their first year. So it's making soccer in Minnesota better regardless of what team you're playing for. Obviously, we would like the players to stay here, but it's okay for the movement. And in sports, sometimes that can be difficult for a fan.
Yeah, and that reminds me of another point. I think one of the reasons why I think it's so fun to support, these local teams is, unlike professional teams, you really do have a chance to get to know the teams due to those like friendly rivalries and like relationships amongst the players, but also just I feel like City does a really good job of introducing you and giving you background to the players, and they're so accessible to the fans too, where you almost feel like even though they're not maybe your friend, they feels like they're family watching them all.
Well, why don't we pay some bills, Nate? Or I'm sorry, Andy.
Wow.
How many times am I going to do that today?
You know what?
Nate and I do the
fine.
podcast every week.
You can call me whatever you want, just don't call me late for dinner. So our first sponsor here, Pence Homes. When it's time to make a move, you're in good hands with the property experts at Pence Homes. A top choice for buyers and sellers all across the metro. Pence Homes, a division of Keller Williams Classic Realty Northwest.
Wow, you nailed it, Nate.
I know. You're just going to do it on purpose.
That was a good job, Andy. Why don't you read another one while we're waiting here?
Sure. I mean, and this might be one of my favorite sponsors. Not that I play favorites, but Shell's Brewing Company. Minneapolis City would like to thank our new sponsor, Shell's Brewing. Whether it's snowing or sweltering, balmy or brisk, Shell's has a German craft brew perfect for any season. And don't forget the classics. Shell's Deer Brand Pre-Prohibition Lager, and of course the iconic Grain Belt Premium, available at bars and liquor stores everywhere. And I gotta give a personal shout out here. My favorite Shell's product, Northeast.
Northeast is good. My favorite is their Oktoberfest. I go there every year to New Ulm. with the same group of friends. We camp out. We go to Oktoberfest, and if you haven't had it, when it does come out here in a few very short months, it's one to have. I also like the Grain Belt Light Lager.
I thought you were just going to say the Grain Belt Light, because that is one of my favorite things about Minneapolis is the giant neon grain
like that
belt
too. Yeah,
sign.
yeah.
So if you're an out-of-town watcher here tonight, next time you're in the cities, make sure you check that out.
All right. Well, referees are wearing red today. The Legends are going from east to west. The Crows are going from west to east. I'm excited about this one, Nate. It's a really nice day for soccer. Not a ton of wind, not too hot, and we're underway.
Yeah, we really do have prime conditions.
Gallman deciding to go direct. Looking to find a CB rule. Look at this. Citizens popping some smoke.
All right, way to start off the official USL2 season with some flair, or with some smoke.
Lionel Vang with some space. Looking for the call there.
Definitely looked like he got hit in the leg there, but no call.
Highfield unlucky to make that connection with Garcia.
So not to jinx anything here, John, but we didn't talk about it in the pregame. Do you have any predictions?
I don't do predictions.
Okay, you don't. Are
No.
you superstitious or a little stitious?
I'm a little stitious. I also don't like to make predictions because I like to be right, and I'm typically wrong.
Okay.
But I can definitely say this, Andy, that I believe there's only I believe, and I may be wrong, I might have missed the match here, but I believe the all-time record between the series is 1-1 and 3. So a lot of draws. But it is a situation where whenever this game's played, particularly here, it is one that is very end-to-end.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question for you. You thinking a wide-open game, or
finding Vang, player to watch, Akeem Morgan. Sorry, I talked over you there. What did you say?
No, I was just going to say, do you think it's going to be a pretty end-to-end game or pretty possession-based and low scoring?
Well, I know this, that both coaching staffs, as Pena bottled up there, able to stay with it though. That could have been a really dangerous position for the Crows right away, losing that possession. Both coaching staff, nice layoff spot, that hold-up play by Morgan, but a CB rule, unlucky to find. Highfield was making the correct run there, but both coaching staffs don't want to sit back. They want to score goals. They want to win the game, which is really nice to have when you're in a rivalry match. Not like the Champions League final where it takes 70 minutes for a team to get over half.
Right, yep. It's never fun to bet the under. Always bet the over.
Great step by Morgan.
I like what I'm seeing from City so far. It just seems like so far, at least, that final ball is lacking. But otherwise, there's been some good combinations like you've talked about in your keys to the game.
Yeah, and it's all been on the back of hold-up play from player to watch Akeem Morgan. It's almost like I know what's going on here.
Debatable.
Only because I've known you for a long time will I accept you calling me debatable, Andy.
You're welcome.
First bout of possession here for the Legends. Long throw into Donovan. Good 1v1 defending there from Captain Max Kent. We've already seen this twice now. Looks as if Carter Teesfield is the long throw specialist for the Legends.
Did you ever have a long throw specialist on any of your teams?
Yes.
Yeah, in high school we had a guy that did the flip throw,
Yes.
and certain times our coach would quickly get them up to the line to sub them in.
Constantly standing by the halfway line.
In fact, our coach was a guy that played at your club, Bavarians.
Oh, nice.
Timmy Aliotto.
Oh, you had Tim Aliotto as your
high school coach, yeah. Shout out, former Milwaukee Wave legend. I think him and his brother both played for them.
Cat with the winner there. Speaking of Milwaukee Wave legends, saw Stevie Morris at the Bavarian Club.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was, and then
crochet Bechtel was definitely in on there. I would call that a tactical foul, Andy.
Yep. Probably a wise decision. Doesn't seem like there really shouldn't be any danger here again. But then I just might be jinxing us here.
Don't do that. It's like contestables on the ball for the free kick. One thing we've seen in the history of this match is definitely that the Legends are a very strong aerial team. I mean, they got a lot of big bodies. I'm surprised that center back Jared Hecht, number 3, is the last defender back, as he's taller than everyone else on the field. The sun in Siefkin's eyes. Let's see if contestable will use that. Playing the ball into the back post. A little overcooked for Van Holland.
Left something to be desired. Yeah, no, I remember watching them, I don't know if it was last year, 2 years ago, they had that big center striker St. Croix did.
He's still here. He's Nathan Donovan. Pena going on a run. The referee's early.
Well, quick restart.
Good to go back post. We haven't figured out who number 12 is. Is there a number we don't have out there? Back to Matt Kent talking to the referee. Probably a little bit displeased. The Crows did think that there was a foul by the Legends leading up into that play. On the ball. Good step by Jonah Garcia. Into the game's first corner kick. And it looks as if number 12, Stu Sane, snuck his way into the starting lineup.
That is correct. I'm just trying to checking my notes, John, to see who he replaced.
What's not? Number 10 or number 16? I'll figure it out later. Ball back post. Bechtel. Great opportunity for the Legends. Crows seeing Carson Pena having to deal with 3 Legends right there.
John, I figured it out.
You figured it out? Good. Good. Highfield with space. Finds a CB rule. 1v1 with Kona. Garcia looking probably back post there for Highfield. But ultimately, the ball ending up in the hands of Nolan Meyer. Kona dribbling himself out of bounds there.
So, John, is it just me, or is Jonah playing a kind of different role in this game here? He's usually a center back, correct?
Correct. He's moved out to right back. And you see some of the similarities as Max Kent looks to go along to a CB rule here.
Great touch.
You've seen in the early goings of the season with Jonah Garcia is they're actually utilizing kind of his stability on the ball as a right back and getting involved into the attack, which we haven't really seen over the course of the last few years. A great step by Jared Hecht.
Good swarming defense.
Lionel Vang's wide open. There he goes. Oh, unlucky first touch. A great tackle by Van Hollen. But we haven't seen an attacking outside back since really Charlie Adams in the MPSL days.
You know, that's exactly who I was thinking about is, similar mold in a sense that you sturdy and can hold the ball up, but also make those runs.
Donovan looking to find Bechtel. He had a good look at it, but unable to get the solid header on that to test Siefken early.
So, John,
Hecht finding nobody there.
John, since this is our second telecast of did we telecast the Super Cup?
We did.
So there's some new players on the team. Why don't you tell us about one of the new players? Give us some thoughts and opinions on one of the new players on City.
Well, I mean, the obvious arrow goes to number 6, Juan Moreno, making his first trip to Minnesota ever. Plays at Oral Roberts University, was a member of the Tulsa Athletic National Champions. Another call for the Legends for Red. Won a national championship in the NPSL. Just a tidy midfielder, constantly looking to get the ball forward. Really, really composed in traffic spots. And something from a box-to-box midfield perspective that we didn't have for a few years since we lost someone like Max Stigward.
Yeah, he was.
Gallman going down really hard there.
So is he going to be a midfielder? Is he going to dazzle you with some dribbling, or is he going to be pass first? What are his tendencies? Or a little of everything?
A little of everything, and don't let his slight frame from a height perspective fool you. He has it all.
John,
he really does.
You know who you're talking to? The slightest of frame, well, not frame, but height-wise, never let me down.
Not a lot of urgency for the Crows on the second ball opportunities so far to start the game.
Yeah, the one thing I've noticed so far is Moreno's definitely looking for the ball.
Yeah, he hunts for it.
And here's a chance if they could get a switch here.
A little too much. Good step by Highfield.
Here we go.
Like the decision making right there was
Yep.
spot on. The CB rule had an opportunity to look to find Morgan trailing late, but great step by number 4, Cole Van Hollen for the Legends. But it does end up in the Crows' first corner kick, Andy.
Yeah.
And everyone's going in. No Legends really threatening.
Oh, I get it. Let's find the head of one of the Kent brothers here.
Player to watch, Akeem Morgan on the ball. Looking for a Kent brother.
Good ball. Just got beat to it.
Juan Moreno looking to go back post. The other Kent brother's still in there. An opportunity if Crow wants to get on it. Hakeem Morgan was making a good run there.
Yeah, I think what you said is so far, and also notice, yeah, Jonah definitely has been given the green light to get forward.
Prater doing a great job. Great ball in, outside the right foot from contestable. Splits the defense. Siefkin coming late off the line, and I believe that was number 16, Carter Teesfield. You can see here that ball splits the defense. Carson Pena maybe caught a little bit, not goal side there. And in the 16th minute, the Legends take the lead.
Yeah, and before that all was all set up too, I was going to comment.
That was Donovan. Excuse me, Nathan Donovan in the 16th minute.
I was going to comment that Colton Prater, he's been around on St. Croix for a while. I definitely recognize him and his savviness out there. Started that all by recovering the ball and making the right read.
Well, it was a tough spot. I mean, he dribbled out of a very tight situation here on the near side touch line, and realistically speaking, for the Crows, you don't want to let a player get out of that because you can see what happens. Game for goals, you're going to get them today. Being patient with the ball there, but unable to connect up with the 1-2 for Hakeem Morgan. Step by Lionel Bang.
Yeah, when it comes down to that, it was just a great finish by St. Croix. You know, when you have those opportunities, you need a lot of times in these games you need to finish. And
well, the ball was the peach from contestable. Let's be honest. The finish, not so much.
For sure, but you know, how many times do you see a great ball get ruined by someone who just can't finish the simple play?
Right, exactly.
Which for City here, I just feel definitely have had nice build-up. It's just that I feel if we can get that final ball into the final third, we're going to get a finish here.
Giveaway by Highfield. Good composure by Hecht to get the ball back to goalkeeper Nolan Meyer on that.
Definitely was under pressure.
Great first touch by Victor Goldman.
Great move there.
Good header by Gallman, and he's in. Oh, off the post.
I thought we had it there. Like I said, he had great touch with his head, and just.
I mean, he had Nolan Meyer beat.
You know what that reminded me right there of?
Well, what did that remind you of, Andy?
Mighty Ducks. You know, when Gordon Bombay hits the post in the shootout, and he just laments on it.
Looks like we have a St. Croix legend down. That'd be number 3, Jared Hecht.
They said if it would have been a couple inches, you would have missed completely.
You saw Hecht there in a foot race with both Gallman and number 17 Carson Pena, and maybe a hamstring issue.
Well, and something I was going to comment on, John, is it seems like, to me, it seems like those balls over the top, definitely there's room for that. They're playing a high line.
Yeah, and it looks like they're maybe playing 3 at the back too. So you will find those pockets of space, specifically on the sidelines.
And so, and a lot of time, and in the center, our back line's definitely been given time on the ball as well.
Mm-hmm.
So some of those diagonals and through balls definitely should be there for the taking if the Crows should choose to go that route.
Looks as if this is a little bit serious for Jared Hecht. That'd be a big loss for the Legends, because he's the big body that matches size for size with Hakeem Morgan.
At least as of now, no one else starting to warm up on the St. Croix sideline. Although now that I say that, there is activity over there.
He's walking pretty gingerly off.
Yeah, and he's not hustling back to the. Doesn't look like he's making any sort of movement to get back on.
It looks like a substitution is coming on, but here's an opportunity while the Legends are sorting that out for Minneapolis City to get on the front foot. As Moreno gets the ball with options to shoot, puts his foot through it. Oh, just over the crossbar. But I like that. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, one of your keys of the game. Take some shots.
Looks like we are getting a substitution on the field. Let's get a number here.
Number 13, Jacob Denzio comes in for Jared Hecht.
Substitution for the visitors in the 23rd minute. On the field, number 13, Jacob Denzio replacing.
Looks like he shifted out to left back.
Great step by Juan Moreno.
So I'd like to see some, new defender stepping in. Let's play some diagonal balls and test them out here. Great 1-2 combination.
Really, really good shoulder-to-shoulder defense there by Jacob Denzio coming on for his first. How do you like that for your first action, having to track back 25 yards, but great defensive play by him.
Yeah, I'd say so far, when City has played some of those contested balls, St. Croix definitely isn't afraid to use their bodies and put the pressure on City.
I think the one thing for me early going is there's a lot of space centrally for the Legends. You're seeing Denzio kind of eat some of it up right here. There might need to be a conversation with the coaching staff, or at least in between Highfield, Gallman, and Moreno to try to sort that out. Great move by Van Holland. Back into space for Kona. Garcia cleans that up. A lot of white shirts hitting the turf today. We haven't seen a lot of calls go in their favor. But again, another call going by way of black shirt. I think that one's okay. Moreno did go through the back of Prater.
No argument from me on that one.
No. 24th minute. If you're just joining us, St. Croix Legends 1, Minneapolis City 0 on a 19th minute goal from number 19, Nathan Donovan.
16 minutes.
16th minute, sorry.
That's right. You can't always be right.
Told you. Garcia looking to flick on. Two-player to watch, number 9, Hakeem Morgan, unsuccessful. See, once again in the middle, like number 6, contestable. It took a 15-yard run by that one. I don't agree with by in all aspects of soccer. They both were going for the ball. I do believe that Max Kent got it. He might have gotten his yellow card for what he said after. But I agree with him. I think that if you look at the landscape of this game, Andy, I don't know if you agree with me, but it has seemed to be a little bit of one-way traffic from a referee calling infringement perspective. But he's been there. Now you have to get consistent with both sides, because then you get one side trying to play one way because they don't know what the referee's going to call, versus if it's consistent across both sides.
Yeah, I think St. Croix has just been a little bit more subtle about it. They've been getting into the backs of some of the city players on those contested balls and definitely letting them know that they're there, but not to the point where they're toppling them over.
Yep. Contestable on this one again.
Good clearance there.
Goldman has space. Great touch by Garcia. Bang. You're doing a really good job to keep that one in. That sneaks through. There's a pretty dangerous counterattack happening.
A couple times, unfortunately, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know what City's trying to do, but a couple times up on the wings here, feel like they've been playing that nice ball, holding it up, but then instead of playing a ball so that the players can run onto, a couple times they've had to hold up and kind of slow down the attack. I'd like to see if we could maybe exploit some of the speed on the wings a little bit more here.
I think what it's a result of is that the front three is making maybe one singular run, and there's not a variation of different ideas that the ball carrier can actually execute a pass. Coleman going through the back of, that was number 19, Nathan Donovan. But the fouls are starting to add up for City, and they're not in spots, Andy, that are comfortable, in my opinion. There's some dangerous spots on the field to get something either on target or to kind of throw some bodies forward.
And especially with the way the sun is right now as well.
Yeah. Contestable and Prater on the ball for the Legends.
It's like Contestable's going to take it here. Just over the bar.
I mean, that was in range to get up and over the wall.
Definitely.
Making a bullet dodge for the Crows on that one.
Agreed.
Moreno. It's like got a little crossed up there on what run Lionel Vang was going to do there. Decided to check back, but Garcia had already made his decision. Not the most controlled play here.
Definitely not.
The Legends do come away with it.
Good tackle there. With that cross.
Usually when I see Bernard go at these two players, it's like you were saying, a lot of it is like Minneapolis City is on the front foot, but then they just let off the gas. But that can be contributed, though, Andy, to the fact that the Legends are doing a really good job of their collective defense and getting back behind the ball.
Well, that, and I've been impressed with their pressure. They're closing down guys, and like I said, once we were coming back to the ball and trying to hold up, they're definitely applying pressure and letting us know that they're there, which, you know, it is kind of nerve-wracking. You've a chance to make a mistake or lose it.
Cat looking to go long.
I'd like to see us get back to some of those 1-2 passes that we saw.
And find the feet of player to watch Akeem Morgan a little bit more.
Yeah, I feel like they could work there's definitely room on the wings for them to work it back to the middle, play some balls out to the outside and get them back. But really, they're just St. Croix is crushing us up the middle, and now
I don't know about that one either. It is what it is.
Well, in this breakage of play, time to introduce you to TCO. Minneapolis City is in good hands with our longtime sports medicine partner, Twin Cities Orthopedics. You too can have TCO on your side with their wide range of specialty services to help you achieve your goal of returning to full health. Learn more at tcomn.com. And I can speak personally to how great TCO is.
Just had your knee surgery.
Yeah, they just operated on my knee about 4 weeks ago yesterday. Great team. It's just such a nice one-stop. Like, you get you see your doctor, you see your surgeon, get your physical therapy done there. It's just great. Everyone's just so helpful, and it just runs so smooth through them.
Test with another opportunity to put a dangerous ball in. Bouncing around. Inzio elects for the scoop.
Yeah, it looked like how when you first learning how to chip the ball and like get the ball high when you're young, instead of actually kicking it, you're just like scooping it with your leg.
Call that the spooner.
Yeah.
Good step by Kona. Tactical foul by Vang. Smart decision by Max Kent to just get that out of harm's way.
Another great touch by Jonah Garcia.
Are you trying to make me sweat? Where's that job security?
That was probably the one that's happened for me. Andy, almost called you Nate again. I side with Prater there. I don't think that there was really much in that one.
We'll take it.
Of course. But the reaction to the ref and the ball toss over the touchline is, I think, what maybe got Max Kent booked for is complaining.
I mean, it definitely was unneeded.
I think what you're looking for, if you're the Crows, is just a little bit more dynamicism when we have the ball, with ideas of where to go to get it.
Yeah, I feel like they started off pretty well, and then I feel like as the half has gone on, they've become a little bit predictable with what they're going to do. They're like, all right, we're going to swing it outside. Someone's going to check back, hold it up, and then try to play the ball where, there hasn't been a lot of variety, and they haven't really been playing through the middle of the midfield at all either. It's always been swinging out wide.
Yeah, I think the midfield piece is what is probably, if I have a talking point for halftime, is where it really needs to clean up. Both sides of the ball. Great touch.
Well, I think, too, that City's back line could play it a little bit faster, too. They're almost contemplating their next move a little bit too much and allowing St. Croix to settle in once they've lost the ball.
Well, I think there's a lack of options. We were talking about predictability. St. Croix is going to pick up if you're doing the same thing.
Like, for instance, right here, I would have picked my head up and played that ball 3 seconds prior to when he did. As it's easy for me to say up in the sky view here.
Dinzio opting to let Meyer pick that one up. Like right there, it seems like half the team is pressing, half isn't. There's a real mix-up on what the trigger points are and how we're going to press today.
Yeah, if you look right now, there's 4 Crows players kind of keeping a pressing, and then that's leaving the middle of the field kind of the wide open. All right, we got a call here in a dangerous spot. Let's see what we can do.
Do not take this quick, please. Let's utilize it.
Yeah, let's get those tall boys in there.
Minus Jared Heck. If you're late to the party here, number 3 Jared Heck was subbed off for what looked like some sort of soft tissue hamstring injury, and he would be the one who's kind of your fulcrum to defend this here.
Okay, Dr. Bizworm.
You like that? Stayed in a Holiday Inn Express last night. Got my doctorate at the front desk this morning.
Good ball to the back post.
Finds Highfield.
Would like to see more there.
He did the smart thing. Try to redirect it back through the middle. Good switch out wide from Prater. Contestable on the 6-yard box, wide open. Woo! Look at this. Gallman falls asleep on his mark there.
You know what that is right there? Lack of a left foot. Could have just opened that left foot. That probably would have been a goal.
I mean, it's about as dangerous as it gets.
Woo! Dangerous ball in.
I think with the energy that came out of the tunnel for the Crows has kind of been zapped a little bit. Like the giveaways, the falling asleep on defensive assignments, all things that you can clean up with a quick locker room talk. But on the field, you want to see, the players at this level figuring that out on their own. A little shoulder to shoulder for me. Legends going quick.
Good tackle. Play him. Play him.
That's got to happen earlier. Cross. not connected, but Vang's got to release that earlier, especially
Oh.
when there's a 4-on-2. That was the opportunity right there for the Crows to potentially get this game level before the break.
Yeah, he had, if he, just a simple little touch to the middle, he had Morgan would have beat this central defender there to the ball.
Yeah, I think you could see on his face from the nice zoomed-in camera work our production staff has that he knows it.
Ooh, unlucky. The ref is giving the talk to Kent there for kicking the ball out of bounds when...
Yeah, that was unnecessary.
Definitely, but, you know...
It has happened on both sides.
I was going to say, Colton had one just as egregious, if not more, and no talking to.
Maybe the next one.
That's right, we play on.
Put our heads down.
That's right.
41st minute. 1-0 St. Croix Legends over Minneapolis City. Giveaway. Great defensive help by Kent. But again, that's just one of those situations where Minneapolis City doesn't necessarily need to be in that situation if things are locked up, like here, being goal side of your man. When your outside defender has the ball. CB Rule unable to fight through that Prater challenge there. That was definitely a St. Croix Legends ball. Unless he's calling a free kick for some reason.
You know, our vantage point wasn't the best, John.
I mean, call it like I see it, Andy. Donovan Kent fighting for it. Opportunity to counterattack. I mean, that's a tough one in general for Morgan to track down.
Yeah, there wasn't the space there. You know, obviously we're up in our
ivory tower.
Ivory tower with we can't hear what's going on the field, but it just seems like City could have maybe some more communication going on with each other, because there just seems to be times in which,
like right here,
they're not calling out runs or not communicating about time.
Offside.
I mean, offside / maybe a handball as well. It looked like it.
Yeah, there were a lot of things happening there. Definitely a handball.
But definitely again, you know, St. Croix is just...
They're counterattacking well. They're defending well.
They're playing the right balls. They're taking guys on and beating them. Just look like they have a little bit more juice at this point.
Mm-hmm. And their final passes, the decision-making piece has been sharper.
Yep.
Long throw specialist.
If it ain't a flip throw, I don't care.
Not enough room to do it.
Good save.
Siefkin had to get that one right, as Bechtel was just sitting there waiting for the gift.
I'd love to see more quality balls come Morgan's way. I feel like he's prime for a goal here. He just needs to get the right opportunity.
I mean, a good testament of what we've been talking about this half is Pena has the ball and he looks up and there's nowhere for him to go with it.
Yeah, again, look at the Crows right now. There's 3 to 4 guys playing at the very top of the line. Finally now some moving back into the central midfield, but it's very stagnant.
There you go, finding the ball into Morgan. Great defensive work by Van Holland. Said his name a few times this half. Great chip in there by idea-wise for Morgan. Execution-wise, Bernard a half step off sides. Stoppage time indicated by the fourth official, 2 minutes. 2 minutes of stoppage. Well, we're waiting here. Guys, look. You want to look your best with the only barber you should trust in Minneapolis. Twin Cities Barber Co., locally owned and operated in the heart of South Minneapolis. Offers quality services. Stop here, make sure nothing weird happens. Quality services ranging from the basics to beard trims to hot lather shaves. Treat yourself to a traditional barbershop with a modern style. Make an appointment today at tcobarberco.com. And I believe they're in the stands here.
They had a little booth and 2 chairs set up.
Yeah, freshening folks up.
So come out to the game, get a fresh cut, get a fresh look.
Gallman with space. Good combination play by the Crows.
Just very good organized defense by St Croix, though.
Yeah. Kent getting crossed up there. I mean, even the transition back.
Oh, boy.
Had to get that one right, or that's a second yellow card. Everywhere. Great step by Nick Kent. Everywhere the ball bounces, there's a black shirt. As Bechtel eats up some space here. Nice Kent down on the turf. This one, Andy's a case of just get out of here with the 1 goal deficit for the Crows.
Yeah, let's. Ooh, look at that hat. I like that hat.
Yeah, it's a nice bucket hat.
I don't think I could rock it, but they certainly are rocking it.
And that'll do it for the first half. As 45 minutes concludes, St. Croix Legends 1, Minneapolis City 0. I'm John Bisworm, joined alongside by the Andrew Delane. We will be back in a few minutes, cool things off, talk some X's and O's. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Welcome back, folks, to USL 2 soccer action. Minneapolis City versus St Croix Legends. Scoreline indicates 1-0 St Croix over the Crows, and we'll go over that goal in a little bit. I'm John Bisworm, joined by Andy Delane. Andy, let's talk a little bit about what we saw in the first half. I'll go first. Centrally, it was clear one-way traffic, and they were wearing black shirts, and they were driving. There seemed to be too many times where the connected three of Gallman, Moreno, and Highfield were almost in some sorts playing the same position and not having the balance needed to cover what was coming through from St. Croix by way of Colton Prater and Luca Contestable and Stu Sane.
Yeah, there's definitely no road construction signs up in the central part of the field for St. Croix Legends. I think a lot of that, too, has to do with, when City was playing with the ball, there were so many people, and this brings me to my point, is there so many people that were running up to the top of the formation when we had the ball, and then we would lose it. We'd have four guys up across the last line of defense for St. Croix Legends. Mm-hmm. We'd lose the ball, and then there'd be no one in the midfield to counteract that. But so that gets me to my point is let's mix it up a little bit.
Yep.
And let's show some runs to each other. Let's show that we're available, mix it up, work it outside, play through the middle a little bit more. And what I'd like to see is I'd like to see us put a little bit more pressure on that back three for St. Croix by playing some smarter balls over the top. We saw that the one great goal chance that we had with
Victor Gallman?
Yeah, where he hit the post, and it was just a simple ball over the top. He beat St. Croix defenders to it and was able to run onto it, which makes me think that Hakeem Morgan's going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think all of what we've talked about leads up to my third and our last point here is this energy. The energy was there in the first few minutes of the match for the Crows, but it seemed to have just like all of a sudden be zapped from them, and I don't think it was the goal that did that. I think it was happening before that. And I don't know if it was miscommunication when to press, when to use that energy, but it was all a little bit of confusion that I think is easy to clean up. Why don't you talk us through the lone goal of the match?
Yeah, so the lone goal of the match was scored by Nathan Donovan, 16-minute for St. Croix. And as I mentioned previous in the match, prior matches that I've seen him play, is he's always been kind of a thorn in the Crows' side. Mm-hmm. And I think that's showing true tonight, too. And then the goal, beautiful outside ball played through the middle, and he just steps onto it and just a one-touch finish. But that outside foot ball into the middle,
that was contestable.
Just filthy. And all he had to do was just slot it home, and he did not miss.
There was only one real outcome in that play. It was drop the ball in between the penalty box and the penalty, or the 18-yard box and the penalty spot, because that caused confusion for Siefkin a little bit. Like, do I come out? Do I not come out? He did eventually come out, but obviously didn't get there fast enough. And then that caused confusion with the back line of Minneapolis City, excuse me, on who was going to pick up Donovan.
So, for these last 45 minutes for the murder of Crows here, what are you hoping to see, and any changes? Do we got any changes that you're expecting here?
I see one change, and that is actually personnel change that we do have to report on. Number 17, Carson Pena, makes way for number 2, Andrew Shazinski. So Carson's day's over. I thought Carson did a good job in managing those waves of attack. For me, it's sort out the central part of the field. Once that happens, I think you're going to start to see some more things open up, and really an opportunity for the Crows to maybe pull this one back, level it, and try to hunt for the game winner. If that doesn't happen, you might see it go the other way, where they're going to end up seeing maybe the St. Croix Legends pull the second one into their favor.
We also got a change here for St. Croix Legends, which Perry Blay comes in for Fatorma Kona.
The Kona had a decent run in the first half. I don't think anything that was massively threatening, but definitely as the Legends go over the top here, Siefkin coming out of his net. I don't think he did anything that shifted the pendulum, but he was very active defensively.
Yes, he applied a lot of pressure on the ball.
Great turn by Moreno. But once again, a lot of stagnant runs.
Yeah, everyone seemed to be running forward there. No one checking two except for Vang there on the outside.
Early ball in by Vang. Garcia plays in a dangerous ball. I don't think that Hakeem Morgan thought it was going to be as nice of a pass there.
I like to see them, and I think this ties into just energy and decision making, is just play a little quicker. There's a lot of dribbling going on by City as well, rather than playing the simple, switch of the ball, some square balls.
Prater finds Bechtel. Siefkin doesn't get a hand on it, but Nick Kent able to get to that one before it becomes too dangerous.
Very calmly, too. If I was in his position there, I would have been freaking out, and he made
Yeah.
it look very simple and calm.
Here's the first opportunity we've seen where the midfield opens up for the Crows. There's a lot of black shirts back. Seems as if all the balls are just bouncing their way. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Crows just kind of walking back.
And just straight across the top. And
Garcia doesn't really have much he can do with it other than to go backwards.
And even here, where is he supposed to go other than up top here?
Szynski doing a great job of tracking back.
Good tackle. That should be City ball.
Donovan doing a great job of getting his foot on that
You
one.
see that replay there. Kent just beautiful composure there.
Yeah, I would have definitely pooped myself on that one.
Yeah, I would have found a way to score our own goal there.
Yeah, I would have slipped.
Top netting.
Slip, pull a hammy. Morgan with the hold-up play. Need to find Gallman running through. Get a little of that St. Olaf connection between those two today.
Take a connection of any sort.
Sane with some space. Good collective defense by the Crows to drop back there. Get guys behind the ball.
Replacing number 10, Leo Hane. Number 7, Perry Black.
Garcia getting brought down.
Swing it.
Match the energy.
Good ball.
Yep, yellow card. Let's see here. That was Colton Prater. Yellow card for Colton number 8, Colton Prater, in the 50th minute. Smart. Honestly, that could have been a decent counterattack if he had not done that. Moreno did a really good job of collecting the ball and turning on him.
Good ball movement there.
Oh,
beautiful.
Garcia with a beautiful ball finds Highfield just over the crossbar. Ooh.
I almost wonder, John, if he was surprised it got to him.
I think he got a little bit of a nudge in the back too. I think a culmination of both comments, to be honest.
Because I feel like that was a ball the keeper definitely could have got to, and I feel like he was a little surprised that it came all the way to him.
Kent just clearing the ball out there.
Well, let's see if City can build off of that. That was a good build up to that final ball there.
Well, it was playing the ball quickly is what happened. And ball. Counterattack
tackle.
opportunity. Moreno with space.
Take it yourself.
Oh no. That's the one where you want to pull the trigger, Juan.
Good move.
Good turn by CB Rule there on the end line.
All right, City's putting some pressure on here. Yeah, I would have loved to, on that earlier chance there, would have loved to see Juan just pull the trigger, pick a corner, and rip it.
Bechtel with a dangerous ball in. Donovan finds the goal in the 53rd minute, coming off the crossbar, ultimately ending into the back of Evan Siefkin, and the Legends are up.
Yeah, I think it actually comes down and hits him in the head.
Yeah.
And goes in. Just unlucky there. Kind of awkward bounces leads to another St. Croix Legends goal. But one of your keys of the game, John, was put shots on goal, and things happen when you put shots on goal.
Well, you create things and you create danger, basically, right? And there hasn't been a lot of danger created by the Crows thus far today. I still believe, though, that there are goals for them in this game if they move the ball quicker.
Yeah, I mean, that's just unfortunate there, as I feel like the Crows had maybe their best run of play of the game, actually, and then just get scored on.
Oh, unlucky for Goldman. One of those ones where it comes off the wrong side of his head.
Well, I feel like now is a good opportunity to read about something that makes me happy. And you know what makes me happy?
What's that?
Pizza. And you know what makes me really happy is Blaze Pizza. Blaze Pizza feeds the players after home games, and they're fired up to feed your family any day of the week. Visit their locations in Minneapolis and St. Louis Park for fast-fired pizzas served right out of the oven. Learn more at blazepizza.com. Have you ever been to a Blaze Pizza?
I have.
Oh, I love it how you can just go there and just customize your pizzas and get whatever you want on there. I'm a white sauce kind of guy.
Great combination play by the Crows. Vang lets one fire.
Oh. Would have loved to see him recapture some U.S. Open Cup magic there with that strike.
I mean, all of our chances have happened, and I'm going to bang the drum here, through quick combination play.
Yep. Less dribbling, more quick passes.
Yep. Composed play there by Nick Kent. I think we can kind of collectively say that Nathan Donovan has been a Crow killer in his 2 years with the Legends.
I think that is right.
But a lot of his goals come from just like high energy activity, really.
Yeah, he moves well without the ball, and he puts himself in positions to receive the ball.
Yeah, and those are things you can't teach a target striker. It's just instinctual.
And not only that, but he, when the ball comes to him, he generally has a good touch and controls it and can maintain it.
Bad touch by Lionel Vang. Oh no, I don't think he got all of Prater on that one, but that's a hard one for the the referee not to go to the book when a player leaves his feet.
Yeah. Again, though, that's just Prater working hard as he's known to do, especially against City.
It all comes like I feel like the positive points for the Legends. He dragged a foot. The positive points for the Legends have all come off of like simple things that Minneapolis City has not executed on. Like right there, Lionel Vang has a heavy touch. The ball rolls directly into the path of Prater, gets a foul, yellow card. We don't take a shot. We lose the ball. They go direct and get forward, and the ball ends up in the back of the net. Bechtel fighting hard in there. And play ultimately gets the ball into Siefkin's hands.
Can of corn.
Moreno fighting Highfield. What a Paul. But there's only one other white shirt up there.
Yep.
Really tough for Highfield to do much with that.
Well, you know who still believes that we can earn a point from this game?
Who's that,
The
Andy?
the citizens.
Yep.
They're out in full force. They're making noise.
Morgan with the holdup. I believe it was drawn down. Oh, and they're getting Prater for shoving one Crow into another.
He's got to be careful. He's on a yellow.
Yep. Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the 50th.
It was borderline yellow worthy.
Who's taking this? Morgan? Looks to be so.
You putting it on target here?
100%. I'm not only putting it on target, I'm putting it in the back of the net.
The old onion bag?
Yep, just like this. Oh, this guy's head. Good switch by Gallman.
Yeah, the ball movement definitely has been better.
It's like Siddique Jabate. Nice move by Gallman.
Oh, keeper misplays it and unable to capitalize there.
An interesting bounce right there.
Oh, it would have been nice if anyone let him know he had time.
It's like Lionel Vang is making way for number 10, Siddique Jabate.
So what's he going to bring to the field, John?
Just watch.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just watch.
Okay.
And it looks as if he's going to be sliding into more of a number 9 role with Akeem Morgan dropping into the 10 spot. And then it's like Joe Highfield is going to be on the side. Oh, no, that was just a 50-50 play. Prater definitely got stepped on, but it was going for the ball.
You know, he's one of those players.
He gets involved.
Gets involved, but he's also, you know, one of those players that you would love him if you're on your team.
Yeah.
If he's on the other team, you're just like,
That guy.
that guy.
'60th minute, St. Croix Legends 2, Minneapolis City 0. Ball in by contestable.
Good flick.
Unlucky first touch for Jabate. The reason why I said just watch, he scored the game winner in the Minnesota Super Cup against the St. Croix or against Rochester FC, and I think he turned a defender inside and out, and then hit a shot right through the goalkeeper's ear hole from the corner of the 6-yard box that lifted the goal off of its tires. So definitely you want to find him defeat. He's not the player you want to be putting into space. And then you want to make those runs off of him. Very similar to what you see in Akeem Morgan. So the two of them playing together, I think, is an interesting decision for the coaching staff of the Crows, because they both offer up something that is very complementary. As Meyer puts his foot through that one. Good step by Max Kent. That's a foul. Am I wrong?
No comment.
Get a replay on that, maybe? Counterattack opportunity. Job getting bottled up. Bechtel. Good deflection by Max Kent. That one was definitely had eyes for the near post, Andy.
Indeed, and
Yeah, that looks like a foul to me.
Thompson.
Clearance by Garcia.
Love to see City just get one. You know, you go down 2-0. Sometimes you're like, oh, we need two. But let's just get one. Think about that one. Get the ball rolling. And get back to that, you know, we start at the second half really strong.
Well, the sense of urgency needs to shift here relatively quickly.
Again, St. Croix press has been pretty impressive, I think. They really have bottled us in and prevented City from being able to easily get the ball out, comfortably get the ball out.
Trzynski wasn't quite ready for that one. Kent has Garcia, and he has some space. Track back by a CB rule. Coleman finds Highfield. Back to Morgan.
Good tackle.
Juan Moreno there to do the cleanup job.
Good ball. Get in the box, boys.
That second one first there.
Rip it. Oh.
That's what Jabade can do for you. And that was
That-
exactly what I wanted to just watch. Like what he can do in tight spaces is
No, that-
really impressive.
That movement from his was really impressive. It's just, you know, and I feel like if there wasn't a defender there, I feel like that was going side netting.
It's so creative in that tight space. Flurry of substitutions. Good turn by Highfield. CB rule. You like to see that, though, from a CB rule. Like, a lot of the runs have been a little bit slower to kind of materialize. Why not put your head down and try to beat a guy 1v1, ultimately ending up in a corner kick?
Well, that's the second time in the second half here that he's, you know, beaten St. Croix player to the touchline.
Kent heads the ball back through, finds his brother. Good clearance by Prater.
It's just everywhere.
Right to the waiting arms of Nolan Meyer. Do it again.
Yeah, take him. Take him line.
Gallman just a half step slow getting there. I thought really great job from number 0 goalkeeper Nolan Meyer for the Legends coming off of his line. Bechtel turns Kent inside out. Woo! A little bailout. Bechtel getting a little aggressive there. Great touch by Gallman. Garcia unlucky to find the feet of Hakeem Morgan. Good recovery defense by Nick Kent. Ball does find Perry Blay into contestable.
Oh boy.
Good save by Sievkin.
Good shoulder.
Quick runs. Highfield with 1 to beat.
Too much dribbling again.
I'll go out for a corner.
We'll take it.
Oh, what?
Or not.
I don't understand that. That one's a little confusing for me. It's like both wingers.
Or did they...
Looks like the day is over for number 11, Bernardo CB Rule. He is going to be replaced by number 7, Stevie Lamar. And number 18, Joe Highfield, is going to be replaced by number 19, Dennis Mensa. '70th minute, St. Croix Legends 2, your Minneapolis City Crows 0. Now's a better time than ever for the Crows to start to amp up their pressure a little bit.
And number 11, Gora comes in for St. Croix Legends. Looks like I believe he replaced Luca Contestable.
And Bechtel moved back to the midfield. Looks like. Kent trying to find options. A lot of.
Sitting in the 71st minute. Coming on the field, number 7, Stevie Lamar. 19, Dennis Mensa. Replacing number 18, Joe Highfield. Number 11, Bernardo CB Rule.
Moreno turning 2 guys inside out. Finds Stevie Lamar. I mean, unlucky first touch off his chest. It's a tough one to handle. But might have been another opportunity for Moreno to let one fly from distance. Bowman looking long for Jabate. Once again, a great defensive play for number 4, Cole Van Hollen. I think he's been a real big bright spot for the Legends backline today, Andy.
Yeah, no, he's definitely played.
Right spot, right time. Aggressive in his challenges.
Also into the game, checking in for the game for the St. Croix Legends is Dylan Olson.
Jabate with an opportunity. Great block. And every black shirt's in there. Morgan unable to find a window. Back post to Garcia. Does the right thing, trying to redirect it back into the middle. Decent look from Shazinski. Probably his first opportunity. We've seen him get into the attacking third today since coming on. And Moreno and Mensa. Garcia going heavy into that challenge. Garcia looking for an option. It's an interesting one. Lamar turns his defender inside out.
Oh, should have kept going to the outside there.
The opportunities are starting to come, but the final execution has still been a problem.
Would have loved a lucky deflection there.
Good job by Max Kent. Stevie Lamar's been active since he's come on.
You know, John, I'd love to see a goal here before the 80th minute and to put some pressure on for the last 10 minutes in stoppage time here. Speaking of pressure, you won't feel any pressure if you work with Minnesota Home Buyers Connection. Are you ready to find your dream home in Minnesota? Choose Minnesota Home Buyers Connection. They are a passionate team of real estate professionals that offer unmatched expertise and guidance for first-time buyers and those upgrading. Minnesota Home Buyers Connection is committed to making your home buying journey seamless. You can trust them to help you navigate Minneapolis City and beyond. Would love to get some seamless connections here.
Well, it looks as if the last two Crows on the bench, no disrespect to our goalkeeper Daniel Sessler, but the last two field-playing Crows are about to check in. Corner. Great time to get one here. Looks like the referee's going to hold off on allowing the substitutes to come on until after whatever happens here. Say great job by Denzio.
Good turn.
Another yellow card. Looks like number 12. Number 12, Stu Stain, pick up the yellow card in the 78th minute. Substitutes, I think they're going to be coming on now. Maybe not.
Or not.
Or not.
Let's get a noggin on this.
There's bodies everywhere. It's a pretty easy one for the man in red to call.
I don't know. I mean, City player went straight up. He just kind of bundled over him.
Substitutes on. Looks like. Let's see, the end of the day for number 9 player to watch, Hakeem Morgan, replacement number 14, Morgan Olson, and number 12, Victor Gallman, replacement number 8, Jameson Charles. All right, out of subs. See what the boys can do. Reach into the back pocket.
Is he giving Max Kent his second yellow and then a red?
I believe so.
Be interesting to see the replay on this one because Max definitely was unhappy with something as a result of that challenge. He's consulting with his AR. He hasn't given it yet.
Yep. He's got them both in his hands.
I mean, I don't think there's anything worthy of a yellow there. They just kind of bundled over each other. St Croix player fell on Max Kent.
He's getting his second yellow for the day, and that would be a red card. You'd have to see maybe this definitely for the reaction, right?
I guess, but I mean, if any, he's just pushing him off. I mean, it's not like he threw.
It's interesting that you don't see anything going the other direction, right? Like maybe a double yellow, then Max does still get sent off, but it didn't seem like he was the only person involved in that.
I just didn't. I mean, to me, it looked very much like a common foul. Players got tangled up and wanted the guy to get off from on top of him. Didn't really see anything malicious or.
But when you are on a yellow card, that gives the referee an easy appetite.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just as easy to just
Let it go.
let it go. There was nothing, like I said, malicious there. It's not like he threw a punch. It's not like he even like pushed him in the back or.
Just wanted the guy to get off him.
St. Croix Legends substitution here. Looks like Shane Bechtel is leaving the game, and Asher Ozuzu comes into the game.
Oh, bigger hill to climb here, Andy.
Okay.
If you're the Legends, it's kill-off time, right? But sometimes you get those opportunities where it's 10v9 and on the field, and the team with more energy, less players, outperforms. Great ball by Jamison Charles. But now you need some 1v1, like something special.
Yep. Just a nice strike. City able to keep possession here, down a player.
Well, I think that the Legends are sitting 5 back, so they'll let City have anything they want right here. Unlucky. The wrong part of Nick Kent's foot. That's kind of in a tough spot there. Maybe the release ball back to Moreno and then kind of moving off of it again would have been a more interesting choice.
Yeah, I think it's been a common theme tonight, dribbling into pressure or getting under pressure just because holding the ball without moving it fast enough. Switch here would be nice.
Garcia's done a good job getting into the attack tonight.
Yeah, no, he's been very active on the right-hand side. Had a couple nice crosses, too, that could have been finished.
Mm-hmm.
Now for our last sponsor read of the night, Honest Exteriors. City fans, are you in need of a reliable roofing or siding contractor? Look no further than Honest Exteriors. With a stellar reputation for integrity and quality craftsmanship, Honest Exteriors is your go-to solution for roofing, siding, and more. Visit honestexteriors.com to get an Insta-quote or set up an appointment.
Morgan Olsen's been doing a nice job getting on the ball. Turn by Moreno.
Good tackle.
As if it might have come off Donovan. Donovan does the one thing we haven't seen today, because a lot of it has been long balls into him or kind of that striker instinct finishes, but his speed at that size is very impressive.
No, like I said, I'm continue to be impressed with him. And then Prater, who, I'd say he's the Alex Caruso of the USL too. Just that thorn in your side and just always there.
Yeah. A banker beast.
Old trusty.
Kind of mousing around in there.
So in the 87th minute here, I know we've said some critical things about City. Is there anything you saw tonight that you really, really thought was a positive?
Yeah, I think, we talked about Jonah Garcia. I think him getting up into the attack, like showing, like you mentioned early on, as Jabate's lining this one up, you mentioned early on that we saw him at more of a center back role, where now he's having to kind of show a different side of his game, and I thought that he did really well offensively. Jabate!
With a strike. Keeper had to make a save there.
Yeah. And I think that I just think that it's cleaning some things up. I don't think there was anything that was over negative. I think there was some borderline things that you just have to adjust some things organizationally, and a lot of that has to happen on the field too, right? Like the players have to identify, there's a big gap, I need to go fill that. There's an opportunity for me to take a shot. I think that we did a lot of hustle play, but the putting shots on target, I think if we could amp that up into volume, because when we did, they caused problems.
Yeah, and like you said, changing some things up and making
Garcia.
Oh wow!
Testing Meyer.
What a rip! Like you said, implementing some new things, making some changes, and we haven't talked about it tonight on the broadcast at all. But for those of you who don't know, if you're a member and you get the email or on social media, there's some coaching and manager changes that happened this week with City. So
Meyer with a good fist to himself. You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
Where the goalie goes to parry it out and then ends up going right back to his hands. Yeah, and again, it's early season stuff too. Even though we're in week 2 of the season, there's still players that haven't, been in for long enough. There's still, a full 9-10 guys that are going to be training after this match that, given the opportunity, might be able to add some different things.
Well, there's some new players too that haven't played together before on City as well. And
yeah, it's not doom and gloom by any means. I hope it didn't come off that way, but I truly do think that there's just some things, as Jabate unlucky there. There's some things that I think can really be game changers if they're adjusted. And there's plenty of time to do that. You don't like to go into your league season already dropping 6 points, but the margins in this conference, for those that don't follow the USL2, are so incredibly thin. The talent is on every single team. The margin of victory is all, and there's no teams blowing other teams out. And it's truly a game of who's advantageous on capitalizing on mistakes and who makes less of them.
Well, and speaking of slim margins, it really is a game of inches, right? Like, you have City who hit the outside of the post on a beautiful chance in the first half.
Could have been 1-1, different game.
Second half here, St Croix scores on it was kind of a fluky goal, right? Where, hits the crossbar and comes back down and hits the keeper in the back of the head into the goal. And we've been informed here that there's been 4 minutes added of stoppage time. 4 minutes of stoppage time. So it could have easily been 1-1. Could have easily been...
It needs to have been 2-2.
Yep,
Look back to the high field header.
correct. You know, they say in hockey, you know, sometimes a team gets puck luck. Well, I'd say St. Croix has had a lot of,
Puck luck.
yeah.
But they've taken advantage of it. When the bounces were going their way, it only furthered the positive things we saw them do.
And it's by no means taking anything away from them either, because they have looked impressive tonight. I've been impressed with their pressure on the ball and just kind of general defensive organization. They've really shut down a lot of City's ability to bring the ball out of the back.
Straczynski with a good clearance. Zuzu was hunting for that one. Donovan with a great drive touch. And that's 3-0. Is that Prater?
No, that was...
Let's remember what that is.
It's like number 15, Dylan Olson. Did I
Yep.
read that right?
Looks to be so. Like right there, I mean, if you look at the City defense, there are two players who both turn their heads and look at Olsen, who's wide open for the slot home. And that's 3-0 for St. Croix Legends over Minneapolis City right now in 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the 4 minutes of stoppage. Minneapolis City are playing with 10 men. Captain Max Kent was sent off for double yellows in the 80th minute. Jabate.
And we have our first ball out of the stadium onto the road. Beep, beep. On that ball, please.
I always wonder what it's like when you're driving 65 miles an hour on 94 and a size 5 select just starts coming over the fence.
Luckily, it's not going to do any damage to your car. It might, you know,
Might cause a little bit of a distraction.
yes, or
Good step by Nick Kent. I think a bright spot. Nick Kent's been a bright spot today defensively. Both he and his brother Max have had a lot to deal with Donovan. But I think in the 1v1 defensive battles, I think that Nick Kent has come out on the top of most of those.
yeah, and Moreno's been a really good distributor and decision maker, I think, in the midfield.
Straczynski lets one fly from 35 out.
There's a couple decisions I think that, you know, he could have made better decisions on, but I mean, obviously that's going to happen to everyone in the course of the game. No one's always going to be 100% correct on the decisions they've been making, but
A lot of energy.
yeah, he looks smooth, distributes the ball. Again, just they're there in the midfield winning those balls.
We're 47, almost a full minute over our stoppage. Possibly the last kick of the game. Look to for Goragor to kind of see this one out. Prater's hunting slowly at the top of the box. And that'll do it. Score line of 3-0 going the way of St. Croix Legends. I'm John Bisworm, joined by Andy Delane. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, do some final thoughts, and we'll get out of here. So please join us. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Minneapolis City falls at home in their USL2 home opener, 3-0 to the St Croix Legends. Goals coming by way of Nathan Donovan in the 16th minute, then again in the 53rd minute, and then ultimately in stoppage time by Dylan Olson. Final thoughts on this one, Andy? I think that, like we talked about, I think we kind of did our wrap-up show as the show was wrapping up. We talked about the fact that there's some organizational things to clean up. That can easily happen. We talked a little bit more about amping up the energy. I think, organization-wise, I thought there were bright spots there to build off of. A decent building block once all the dust settles from this past week within the club to move forward in the young USL2 season. But dropping all possible 6 points is difficult to do in the beginning, but it's not anything that can't be dug out of.
Yeah, I'll admit I did not see their game against Bavarians, so I can't really speak to that game. But tonight it looked like just a general, players didn't seem to be on the same page sometimes, and so maybe it's just as simple as starting to meld together and finding their identity and playing together.
Yeah, I think so too. So once again, we want to thank all of our beautiful sponsors: Pence Homes, Shells Brewing, Twin City Orthopedics, Twin City Barber Co. Hope you, if you're at the game, you actually wouldn't be listening to me. But anyways, Gunnar was here doing some touch-ups. Blaze Pizza, Minnesota Home Buyers Connection, and Honest Exteriors. Without your support, we'd have an even bigger hill to climb. So next up for Minneapolis City, Wednesday, the 29th. So a week from today, we are home again versus RKC. And come on out. Should be a good day. That's all I got to say. Andy, anything else?
Win or lose, it's always a good time here at Edor Nelson.
Yep, it definitely is. Couldn't have 45 minutes of murder there in the second half, but they did what they could. Once again, I'm John Bisworm. That is Andy Delane filling in for Eric Nordquist. We look forward to connecting with you either in person or on this here stream a week from today. Thank you so much.